That is you.
Uh-huh.
I've noticed that money cannot change my issue.
Are you playing?
I welcome you all to Next Digest. Subscribe and follow our page. On today's Digest, we shall be looking at top 10 richest Nigerian stand-up comedians.
The DPO came to me, he said, it's like I will stop working with them. And so I asked him why. He said I make the criminals to confess the things they did not do.
Comedy is a lucrative career path in Nigeria and globally, particularly with the crowds that gather for comedy nights and stand-up comedy events. Majorly, Nigerians love to laugh, especially with the many foes that have befallen the country. Thus, humor has been adopted as a coping mechanism. Some 60 years ago, the commercialization of the comedy industry was non-existent. Today, it is the third largest entertainment industry in Nigeria, after Nollywood and music, worth 50 billion naira annually. Now in its third generation phase, the comedy industry has grown in recent years and amassed wealth, with some comedians earning below or up to 500 million naira in endorsements and contracts both locally and internationally from brands like Globacom, MTN, Virgin Atlantic, Indomie, and Coca-Cola. Rich Nigerian comedians have taken it a notch higher by hosting independent comedy shows and competitions in Nigeria and abroad. Such as Oprah Williams' Nights of 1,000 Laughs brought many of the popular names in the industry, like Basket Mouth and others.
Hello? If I come, I come. If you don't come, leave me alone.
Top 10 richest Nigeria stand-up comedians in Nigeria. Number 10. Apororo. If there is one Nigerian comedian with the superpower to make everyone laugh, then Apororo is that person. Owoto Jefta Oluwatiseyefemi Tanimola, better known by his comic name Apororo, is the 10th richest comedian on the list of the top 10 richest comedians in Nigeria with a net worth of N350 million. A native of Ilaje. Ondo State, Nigeria, but born and brought up in Warri, a city in Delta State. Apororo's success in the comedy industry has won him endorsements, allowing him to host shows on his own. In the early days of 2009, Apororo relocated to Lagos and contested twice in the AIS Open Mic Challenge. He didn't become popular until 2013 following his performance at Basketmouth's Laugh and Jam show and performed in several comedy shows, including AY Live. Apororo, on August 12, 2014, organized his first major comedy show, Apororo vs. Apororo, at the Shell Hall, Muson Center. Number 9. Godon. Godwin Common is the 9th richest comedian in Nigeria, with a net worth of 400 million naira in 2022. He is a television presenter, actor, compere, television personality, and music artist. Gordon is an inspiration to many aspiring comedians. The comedian began his career after being discovered by the popular Delta State-based gospel music comedy group DC Envoy. Largely motivated by his poverty-stricken background, Gordon's venture into stand-up comedy blossomed. He has a comedy show known as Gordon's Comedy Clinic. According to reports, his stage name is coined from the brand Gordon's Spark and Gordon's Gin. A jack of all trades, Gordon was once involved with the team Made in Warri, created by Richard Mofe Damijo. During one of these moments, he got a big break in 2006. He has been featured on various platforms, including AY Live shows, A Night of 1,000 Laughs, and several others. Number 8. Gbenga Adeyinka. All-time Nigerian comedian Gbenga Adeyinka is the 8th richest comedian in Nigeria, with a net worth of 500 million naira. Adeyinka is popular for the show called Laugh Matters. The show has been said to fetch him a lot of money, and his role as presenter for Star Shine Bobo presenter has other businesses and many assets in his name in different parts of the country. Number 7. Bovi. Bovi does stand-up comedy and acting and
the only miracle Jesus did without his permission.
Is one of the richest comedians in Nigeria, with a net worth of 600 million naira. Popular for organizing great stand-up comedy performances and shows such as the talked about, such as Bovi Man on Fire. Not resting on his oar, Bovi began his career in April 2007, featuring in the extended sitcom Family. By 2008, Bovi had become an emerging force in comedy shows and events throughout Nigeria. And he made his stand-up comedy debut in Nigeria's premier comedy franchise, Nights of a Thousand Laughs. Bobby made his stand-up comedy debut in Nigeria's premier comedy franchise, Nights of a Thousand Laughs, organized by Oprah Williams. Fortunately, in 2011, he was headlining the show across the country. 7 years later, Bobby began a Back to School series in 2018, which he uploaded to his YouTube channel. Bobby has worked alongside other Nigerian comedians such as I Go Die, I Go Save Basketmouth, Buchi Odogu, Oki Bakase, Julius Agu, and many others. Number 6. Oki Bakase. Stand-up comedian Okechukwu Anthony Onyebo, aka Oki Bakase, is a force to reckon with. Oki Bakase is the 6th richest Nigerian comedian, with a net worth of 800 million naira in 2022. Oki's talent in comedy making saw him stand before highly placed Nigerians, such as politicians and celebrities, in attendance. A man of great talent, Oki showed capacity with his ability to tell jokes through scenarios. In 2014, he bagged the Best Actor in a Leading Role Igbo category at the 2014 edition of the Best of Nollywood Awards for his role in Onye Ozi. Number 5. Julius Agu. Julius Agu is another talented Nigerian comedian and the 5th richest comedian in Nigeria, with a staggering net worth of 1.5 billion naira in 2022. Julius Agu is undoubtedly a famous face with a stellar record in the industry as one of the most talented comedians. Julius has always prided himself in the business of making people laugh. He is one of the oldest comedians in the country.
The truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
You can drop your hands now. Are you an Ikori man?
Ali Baba, he is known to have nurtured and trained many other comedians who have made it today, such as Basketmouth. A living warrior in 2016, Julius battled for his life after undergoing several surgeries and was even considered dead by doctors. While his body was being taken to the mortuary, he returned to life. This happened after the comedian had suffered from a deadly disease. According to him, it was God who saved his life. Number 4. I Go Die. Francis Agoda, popular as I Go Die, is the 4th richest comedian in Nigeria, with a net worth of 2.13 billion naira in 2022. I Go Die became popular like many other Nigerian comedians after performing at the famous comedy show, Nights of a Thousand Laughs. His show featured performances by some of the best comedy talents in the country and was highly applauded for how interesting and therapeutic. Apart from comedy, I Go Die also has interests in real estate and construction. Interestingly, I Go Die doesn't look the part of someone who can be called a billionaire. His small boyish frame clouds his capacity to make even the tallest bodyguard fall on the floor with laughter. I Go Die, no doubt, is one of the few celebrities who have had an outstanding career in comedy to date. He is the first comedian to have had a European comedy tour in over 7 countries. His career achievements opened up an opportunity to perform at the UNESCO Cultural Week, bagging an award in the process. Number 3. Basketmouth. Bright Okocha, famously known as Basketmouth, is the 3rd richest comedian in Nigeria in 2022. Basketmouth is a household name, and with a whopping net worth of 2.34 billion naira, he has become a force to be reckoned with in the comedy industry. Basketmouth is not just a comedy guru, star actor, and a talisman in coordinating events and ceremonies. His versatility has carved a niche for him in the entertainment industry. Basketmouth earned the honor of the National Comedy Award and the awards for Best Stand-Up Comedian of the Year in 2005 and 2006 in the early days of his comedy career. His comedy career has also opened him up to major deals. Currently, a Glow ambassador, Basketmouth earns nothing less than N2 million from his deals. He hosted a comedy challenge on Instagram called the #2thingschallenge, which spurred an uproar from fans after a young fan posted a video of him saying nasty things about sex with a child in close view in the video. Number 2. AY. Ayodeji Richard Makun, aka AY, is the 2nd richest comedian in Nigeria in 2022. Leading as the 2nd richest comedian with a net worth of 2.92 billion naira in Nigeria, AY also hosts one of comedy's biggest events in Nigeria. He hosts Africa's biggest comedy show, AY Live, featuring comedians like Bobby, Helen Paul, and many others. A comedian, event planner, TV presenter, movie producer, actor, and director, AY rose to prominence after being featured in the comedy show, Nights of a Thousand Laughs. AY is a major investor in stand-up comedy. He has incited upcoming comedians through his AY Open Mic Challenge. Number 1. Ali Baba. Nigerian stand-up comedian Atunyota Alleluia Apobo, popularly known as Ali Baba, is the richest comedian in Nigeria right now in 2022.
People are dying every day. Those numbers you see are not fake.
At 57, Ali Baba has a lump net worth of 3.75 billion naira as Nigeria's richest comedian.
May God
Tagged the father of the comedy business, Ali Baba is well respected in the industry as one of the pioneers of stand-up comedy and serving as a mentor to other comedians. In 2002 he won the Laughter Incorporated award for his immense contribution to the comedy industry. He also won the News Award for turning stand-up comedy into a viable business in the same year. I thank you immensely for watching Mix Digest and please follow our social media platforms for more uploads.